Hello, welcome my human. Welcome humans. So I have a question for y'all. Do you think, let's say your dog steals something from someone else's yard? Do you think you should get charged with theft? Do you think, let's say you're normally a responsible dog owner, you 100% like you're a responsible dog owner. Normally your dog doesn't get out, but for whatever reason that day, let's say you went to, I don't know, you had some issues with like your electricity and they needed to open the back door. Okay. And your dog gets out because they opened the back door and they didn't reclose it before your dog got out. And your dog steals something from someone else's lawn, brings it back and start, playing with it. Should you be responsible for your dog's actions? Should you get theft charges because your dog got out, even if it wasn't your fault and your intention, but it got out and stole some, I don't care what it is. It's another dog's bone that's in their yard, in their front yard, and they grabbed it. Should you get theft charges? Should you get trespassing charges? Let's say if your dog is running amok, because again, it got out. Again, not your fault. It didn't it's not like you were standing right there, but someone had to come in and do some work on your house or whatever. They left the freaking gate open. Your dog got out and is trespassing all through the neighborhood. Should you get charged for that? Legit. Do you think the dog owners should be charged for that? And then we could go to say, what about cat owners? Cats just roam around and do whatever the fuck they want, right? And I'm actually really curious to see what you guys have to say over this. Because someone is getting charged with what their dog did. So, is it right to get charged for something your dog did? And with that note, we need to also say, where does the line stop? So if you say, yes, but only if, they attack. Yes, but only if they do this. Yes, but only if they do. Where is that line? Okay. And then there could be another argument that people are saying is, well, then are parents responsible for their child's actions? I mean, if your kid breaks a window, you're going to have to repay for it. If you end up being like, hey, kid, I want you to work for me until you repay that back, technically, and where does it hit? Where does it hit labor laws as well? Okay, so with that, there is a 7-year-old girl in Louisiana who was killed by a dog. And now this dog owner, hey Pippin. So this dog owner is now getting charged with murder. Is that right? Let's know, like, legit. Do you think that's right? Okay. Let's go into it a little bit more. Now, again, the 7-year-old was a minor, so there isn't a lot on here. But they arrested the dog owner for failing to restrain the animal. Okay, I could see that and that charge. On top of that, they have now charged them with homicide because of failing to restrain their animal. So, what about school shooters and kids shooters? No, I am not saying, yo, kids and dogs are exactly the same. What I'm saying is, if you're responsible for your dog's actions, and what about your child's actions? Are you responsible for them as well? Or is it that you can say, I 100% have done everything I could to restrain my animal or teach my child right, but they did it anyway? Like, where's that line? Okay. So, East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office responded to reports of the dog attacking on Friday night. Okay, and they do have it said it was posted on Facebook. Let's see. Can I share this with you guys? I should be able to. Okay. I don't know if there's any more than this one, but this one says update. Dog owner charged with neglect homicide for failing to restrain the dog and leaving it to roam the neighborhood. Again, though, was this dog just like does it do it often? Was it like just chilling, or was this a one-time thing that the dog got out? Because my dogs have gotten out before. My dogs have never attacked a human being, but I'm saying, like, okay. All right. So they are investigating the attack. So they were contacted East Baton Rouge Sheriff Department, which is EBRSO. So they were contacted by EMS and the St. George Fire Department this evening at 6:35 in a press conference, in a reference, to a dog attacking a small child in the block of 2500 block of Kendallwood Road. 7-year-old was transported to the hospital, later passed away from her injuries. This is awful and heartbreaking, said the sheriff. My heart goes out to the families. So East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Department homicide is currently investigating the case. Animal control was notified and has the dog in custody. Updates will be provided as available. So someone else posted, like, charging these people is not enough. There needs to be a ban on pit bulls across the board. How many children and people have died to understand that these are not pet? Okay, that pets, and they can turn on people at any moment. No one should have them, period. That's a low. There said nothing on this. There was absolutely nothing on this that this is actually a pit bull. No, because I'm scrolling down. Okay, yeah, there's nothing else on this. Like, there is nothing. Okay. Pit bulls kill literally billions of children every year. But this does not say is a pit bull. Like, this does not. I'll click on this. This doesn't say or show that the dog was a pit bull. actually had in my house, a lab dog has physically attacked me and my dogs more than my boxer has. Okay, nope. See, it doesn't show A on that. It doesn't like this kind of dog. Nonsense about dangerous chihuahuas. Actually, yeah, chihuahuas actually, in my personal experience, has been terrible with chihuahuas. I actually want to Google this and see breed of dog. The thing is too is with pit bull, it's so broad now. Like someone mixes a lab with pit, and then they're gonna call it a pit. Okay, so yeah, a pit bull does. Okay, not billions of children each year. It is 284 people over a 13-year period. But a lot of times a lot of times they will attack because they have been bred to attack, and because they also have been in this negative environment. Rottweiler, German, oh, damn, German Shepherds? I wonder if they're counting police dogs, though. Bull Mastiff. No. And that hundreds within a 13-year span, it's been less than 300. And you gotta think, like, okay. I honestly think too, German Shepherds have attacked my dog more than any other breed. I've had labs. Labs have attacked my technically a bully breed. Yeah, you guys don't need to do that. Um, do that. So labs have attacked and harmed my boxer more than any other dog. Any other dog that I have personally known. And in particular, it has been yellow labs. So pit bulls, though, too, you've got to think and have into account of how many pit bulls are actually fighting dogs. Dude, yes, the husky across the street is the one that bit Loki's ear and so made it so that he has the chunk out of his ear. The dog is beat up, but not from pit bulls and not from any bully breeds, but from huskies and labs. And like I didn't call I didn't call animal control on that husky, like, because I mean A, it's our neighbor, and B, like they paid for everything, and C, they were, I mean, I get it. You know what? Sometimes dogs will say, "Hey, you're in my territory," like, and you need to know how to act around dogs. Like, I think that's a big thing. That too, they can get aggressive, but also I think I've noticed a big thing. So, as you do, Pippin, you take your dog out a lot. you have your service dog. I take my dog out a lot too because I would like to train my dog to be a service dog. Justin's not really on the same page. Anyway, regardless, I'd like to train her to be a service dog. So I take her out a lot, okay? So it's so funny to me that too, like grown ass adults won't even ask, like, hey, is it okay if I pet your dog? They just go up. But like teenage kids will. And normally, like the littler kids don't really, they're still like, oh, I don't know, unless like a parent is right there or a big brother, whatever. But it's like the adults that are just like, oh, cute puppy. And they're not. I mean, not all humans are nice either, so um okay. So I'm just gonna read this a little bit more. Oh, hold on, is there a video? Oh. Um let's see here. Okay. Okay, so homicide detectives learned the girl was playing outside of the residence of a relative's home when a neighbor dog was a terrier mix. So terrier mix. So those are like the ones that like cover their eyes, right? Like, or are they the little yappy ones? Equals pit bull? I wouldn't say that. I'd say they're more, yeah, they're more smaller dogs, right? Terrier mix. A terrier mix is a crossbreed between a terrier and another dog. So they can be bigger, a little bit bigger, but look, I think that they're like littler. Yeah, they're like littler dogs. Okay, so like this one's bigger. I think my neighbors right across the street, the Yorkshire Terriers, that is what my neighbor has. Those are a little bit bigger. Like those are like this, like, but he that's an old bull terrier. So like, and then that one's a bull terrier. So that's like the target dog, right? Which is still not a pit bull. That is a bull terrier. Um they can be very big. See, they can be. So like my neighbor has one like this, but he's all like black. So they can be big. That right there is a pit bull? No. This? Oh, it's not. It's an English bull terrier. An English bull terrier is not a pit bull. Like those are bigger terriers. Like, see, you can have small and big terriers. So, and it doesn't say if it was a big terrier or a small terrier. It just says a freaking terrier. I'm literally just reading from this post here. Attempted to intervene to stop by striking the dog with a cane. However, the small dog continued to maul the victim in the front yard. Okay. Oh, I just need to close it. Made to hunt gophers? Okay. Here's another thing too. Like, if my kid, oh, I understand, like, you don't get between dog fights, but gotcha. Okay. But if my 7-year-old, even my 8-year-old right now, was getting attacked by a damn dog, you bet your ass I'm getting in the middle of that. I don't give a shit what kind of dog it is. To sit there and be like, let's just whack it with a cane. Who's at fault there? Like, we could be going on the other side of this and being like, the parents weren't watching them so closely or didn't protect them enough, instead of making it so that the dog parent is getting charged with homicide. Viciously attacked. Someone has to have this on their Ring doorbell. I I'd like to see if. Okay. Also, investigators said the dog's residence was 150 yards from when the girl was attacked. The dog owner is at fault if the dog was out. Okay, so the dog was seen like roaming the yard, like roaming the neighborhood. But what if, and I haven't read all of this, so you're just hearing it with me. But the dog owner, I was saying this earlier, what if like they had some maintenance done on their house or something and the gate was left open and it wasn't their fault that the dog got out? Is the dog owner then responsible? Hundred and 50 yards where the girl was attacked. The owner was not home when the attack happened. Okay. So even if there wasn't fault. Okay, so the owner was not home when the attack happened, but the owner has admittedly saying the dog is unrestrained and would often roam the neighborhood property when the attack happened. No fence to bury or confine the dog at the home. Okay. Okay. Dude, fucking fence your dog. That's number, like, fence your fucking dog. Like, that's one there. Two, though. Neighbors said yes. Well, neighbors are $2,000. Yeah, they can get expensive. A cord chain. I hate those. Like, I mean, if you're working all day long, and you're just chaining them up to a tree is terrible. That's absolutely terrible. That to me is like animal abuse. Like if you're just gonna leave them all fucking day, like 8 hours a day while you like go to work or whatever, and you just fucking like leave them in the kennel, or well, when you only goes out to potty. See, that's different. Oh my, it's annoying you. Okay, see, that's a little different. That's a little different, but okay. In this instance, I would 100% say that the owner was in the wrong for just letting their dog roam the neighborhood. With that defense, as like if I was like an attorney, I'd be like, okay, so if this dog has been roaming the neighborhood, I don't know for how long, but let's say it was a year or so. As the neighbors, you probably know that dog roams around. Just saying, you probably know that the dog roams around. And at that point, are you at fault? Because you know that this dog is constantly every day roaming around your neighborhood and you're not out front with your kid. Okay, and to only like let's just cane at it away. I'm sorry, but what? Now I understand too, little kids screams a lot of times. They are how do you say it? They sound like playing a lot. So like if you were inside and you didn't see it, but they saw it. They obviously freaking saw it. Like they saw it happening. Um but all right, so I'm gonna ask this question again. If say, let's say your dog, like you're a responsible dog owner, you normally always chain them up. You always like have the fence, and then someone comes in to work on your house or whatever, and then doesn't close the gate, and then because you're always used to having the gate closed and it was closed, and then your dog roams out and like say steal something from someone else's front yard and then brings it back home, can you be charged with theft and trespassing? Or is there like a line? And at what point was it the parents' responsibility to make sure that their kid was being safe? And I would like to see, I'm not saying this is right, but I'm saying I would like to see, did she provoke the dog? You could get with that because you had kept the property without finding it within a certain amount of time. But what about like trespassing? Like they legit got out. Can you be charged with trespassing then? And what if there was a point like that she was, I'm not saying this happened because I don't freaking know. I'm just saying, what if like she abused the dog? Is that then self-defense in the dog's case? Because then it's abuse. I I'm not sure. I'd say no. Trespassing, I'm not sure I'd say no, but like property and the trespassing, so maybe there's so many variables. I would say yes because you're on the see? Like, okay, so this man is being charged for homicide because his dog killed this girl. But like, okay, so is that the tipping point if your dog attacks someone that you're gonna get like charged with? Or is it trespassing? Theft? Like if your dog steals, I don't know, a friggin' piece of clothing that's been sitting on your yard for so long and just comes by and grabs it and takes it to their house, like I'm like, where does that end? And then does that come into play too with humans saying like, what about that way? It would have to be that way. You could be teaching your animal to. Okay, so it would have to be, in your case, like an all or nothing. Like, if a dog gets out and steals someone's stuff, then it's your fault, right? Okay, what about, let's say, okay, you would think it would have to be. Okay, but at the same time, okay, so if a child did that, let's say, I don't know, a freaking toddler was outside in the front yard and then went to a neighbor's house and, saw a toy or whatever that was playing on the front yard, maybe earlier that year from someone else, brought it over to your house. Exactly. Children are like dogs. So they brought it over to your house. Then do you, as the parent, are you responsible just to give the item back, or are you going to now face criminal charges? And what about, like, all these kids that are freaking shooting up schools, and, like, that one 6-year-old that shot his teacher and now she's in critical condition. So that boy in particular has been arrested and tried as he's being tried as an adult. But what about the parents? Like, do they get in trouble for that? What if she actually does die? Do they get murder charges? Do they get neglect of a child? 3 kids that brought a gun to school in Idaho on Friday planning. No, what the fuck? I did not see that. See, the 3 kids got a school gun in Idaho planning on killing all the students. Holy shit balls, no, I did not. Okay, so in that instance of the 3 kids that brought them, now are the parents responsible for all 3 children, even if they have been taught, you don't do this, like, this is wrong, like, you've taught them that's not what you're supposed to do? Do the parents still get charged with, like, let's say, all the murders if they ended up killing everyone? I gotta pull this up. Hard part is the adults' guns, and I think that also brings in the fact that you know what? Okay, so I am pro-gun, but I'm also pro-gun, like, responsibility, I think. Like, I really think that these gun owners that are not responsible with their fucking shit, like, you need to have a gun safe or something. Dustin, yes, he has a gun. Guess what? We don't keep it in our home because we don't have a gun safe. There should be, like, a bank for your fucking gun if you needed to. I need to look this up. Damn, Idaho is just having a freaking terrible time right now, aren't they? All right, let's do this. Hide. Girl shoot 3 at Idaho school. Is this the one? No, that's May 2000. Wait, so it's 3 teenagers? Nope, that's the same one that we were just looking at. It was last week. Nope, 2001, 2001. I'm not seeing it. You'd think it would be like right here. What? Yes, I know that it's not the university. They spotted one kid on the roof with a gun ready to shoot, and everyone. Oh my God, right before the bell came out. Okay. What city in Idaho was it? Because these are all 2000 and. Oh, right here? Damn, why was that hard to find? Probably because the whole thing with the whole, God, can't think of it, university killing over Rupert, Idaho? Possible gun threat? Thursday, January 5th. Okay, this sounds like it could be it, right? When they arrived, they entered the building and placed the school on immediate lockdown. Authorities eventually located the student in question and found them in their backpack off campus with guns inside. The Minidoka County Sheriff's Office placed the students in custody. So there's no injuries and no threat. Okay. Casa County, Highburn Police, Idaho State Police, and Rupert Police also responded on the scene. The lockdown was lifted before 5 p.m. Not many details are being released during the times. The suspect is a juvenile. Yeah, that happens a lot. While more information as it becomes available, due to the active investigation, we can't comment on the lockdown situation. However, the students are safe and well. The sheriff's department will be releasing more information at a later date. Thank you, every officer, department, county that responded. Why was that difficult to find? And they have a little video, so we'll go ahead and watch that real quick. You should be able to hear it.
Putting you first. You're watching KMVT News with Joe Martin and Brittany Cooper. This is KMVT News at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in for your news at 6 tonight. I'm Joe Martin.
And I'm Brittany Cooper. Minico High School was placed under lockdown Thursday afternoon. No one was being allowed in or out of the building for an extended period of time. KMVT's Zach Brule joins us now live with an update on the situation. Zach, what did you find out?
I'm here in Rupert, where just a few minutes ago I got finished speaking with Minidoka County Sheriff Dave Pinther. Well, he's not available for a meeting at the moment. He's currently caught up in briefings. He did let me know that while things are calm at Minico High School now, a few hours ago it was not that way. About 3 o'clock, law enforcement received a credible threat of a possible gun on campus. When they arrived, they've immediately entered the building and placed the school on lockdown right away. They eventually did locate a student that was in question. They found them and their backpack off campus with a gun inside. Minidoka County Sheriff's Office placed the student in custody and is being interviewed at this moment. There are no injuries as a result to this lockdown, and there is no current threat to the school or to the community. He told me there was one suspect. That one suspect, as I said, is in custody. Cassia County, Hayburn Police, Idaho State Police, and Rupert Police all helped respond to the scene. The lockdown was lifted a little bit before 5 o'clock. We'll have more information when it will be available. The sheriff did say that will be a little bit sparse because the person they're dealing with is a juvenile, so the information will be limited in certain ways. But again, what's important here is that nobody was injured and that the one person who was in question is in custody, so the immediate threat to the area, to the school, was dealt with very quickly. Also, Sheriff Pinther let me know that when they did get to the school, he wanted to emphasize that they entered immediately. He says he and his team are trained for this sort of scenario, and when there's a threat, regardless of how high the risk level may be at the time, they're going to enter the area immediately and find out what exactly is going on. But again, that one person is in custody. There are no injuries and no current threat. Live in Rupert, I'm Zach Brule with KMVT News.
Okay. It did look like the backpack was on the roof. That's for sure. I don't know if there was more kids involved because it's just saying the one as of right now, but who knows? You might have seen a thing where more information has come out. But with that being said, like, holy shit, the fact that they actually like went in and responded right away instead of the massacre of the freaking Texas elementary school, like, okay, that went down a lot better than that, you know. So yeah, okay. All right, another thing I wanted to talk about here. Let's see. I wanted to talk about that 6-year-old and now has, she's in critical condition. They identified 6-year-old. This is going to be interesting. That's brand new for me. Member of the Huskies who tore off the arm of the kid a few years ago near you. I don't remember that. Oh, maybe it's just a teacher. Teacher who police said was shot was identified. Yeah, I knew that already. Okay. You don't? A little kid stuck their arm underneath the fence and a pair of Huskies tore it off. What? Okay. This was years ago, though, right? Okay, authorities in Utah say a husky attacked a 4-year-old boy and ripped off his arm. Oh my God. Yeah, 2019. How did I never hear about that? Oh my God. All right, I'm going to read this real quick and then I'll go back to the other one. Authorities in Utah say a husky attacks a 4-year-old boy, ripping his arm off and presumably swallowing it. What? And now missing limb. So they think that it's gone because, oh my God, the child whose identity has not been released wanted to play with the neighbor's 2 huskies, Leighton, and stuck his arm underneath the chain link fence. The boy had a sock on his right arm when one of the dogs bit into its forearm and tore off about 3 inches above his wrist. We have not found it in the backyard. Our fear is that it has been ingested by the dog. Animal control took both dogs into custody and are investigating the incident. I think this is one of those instances that child play moments where dogs have been in the backyard many times. He's seen them, maybe even done something similar with them, but for whatever reason, this turned into a tragic tragedy today. Holy shit, dude. And in that instance, guess what? I guarantee you, probably both of those dogs got put down. Holy shit. God damn. Yes, they did. See? Like, I'm sorry too. Dogs are family members, and if you are going to put down murder my fucking dogs because your kid put your hand under my fence, How is that right? How is that right? Yeah, the kid lost his arm. Guess what? He was in. The dogs were locked up. The fucking dog parents did everything possible. Like, that pisses me off. That pisses me off. That is awful. How is that not treated like self-defense? Because let's face it, a lot of people have dogs for fucking self-defense. That pisses me off. Okay. All right, let's get into this one. The Virginia elementary school teacher that was shot by the 6-year-old student. So she's been identified as Abigail Zeuner. According to posting on the website and the Newport News School. So Zeuner, who teaches first grade, was shot by a student in a classroom at 2 p.m. on Friday at the Richneck Elementary School in Newport. The shooting was not accidental, says authorities. So the boy was taken into custody, and Zeuner was rushed to the hospital, where school officials said that she is in stable condition and talking with friends and family, but she's in critical condition right now. Richneck Elementary School principal Brianna Foster Newton announced Monday the school would be closed for next week, longer than previously announced. Two-day closure was before counseling is available for students. School shooting database, more than 3,203,000 students are affected by violence in schools. Police and prosecutors did not immediately respond to requests for updates in the case, and are remaining unclear how the boy got the gun used in the shooting or how the legal system might handle this case, which is challenging given his age. News conference is scheduled for 4 p.m. on Monday. Let's see, is that next Monday or Monday, next Monday, because it came out today. Okay. So Zeuner lives in Williamsburg, Virginia, and is a graduate of elementary education, the program at James Madison University, according to her Facebook page. She is listed as a native Rexford, Virginia. In a statement released Sunday, James Madison President Jonathan R. Elger said that we're deeply saddened by the tragedy. We offer prayers and best wishes for Abby's health to recover, and we want to do, and we can support her friends and family and fellow teachers and current students as their family goes through this incredible, difficult time. First class was a small reading group and was about to switch to art when the 6-year-old pulled the gun from a backpack and pointed it at her. She was going to go compensate it, and then that's when he shot her. According to a police traffic radio, emergency responders says the woman at the school had been shot in the abdomen through the hand. Oh God. So she went to go get it. Like, what? Why though? Why did you grab it? Like, why did you grab a gun? Like, right in your hand? Oh my God. It's really sad to say, but teachers nowadays also need to learn gun safety. Like, let's put the gun right here. Oh. And I'm sure she's not thinking straight. Like, she just sees a gun and she's like, oh shit, I want to protect everyone else. But yeah, duh. Like, a bullet is going to go through your fucking hand. Whew. And that just, that's gotta hurt. Oh my God. Some people are just saying, like, she's such a sweet lady. She's very attractive to the students. Okay. But oh my God. Okay. So there was a rumor, and I don't know like if this is true or not, but there was another rumor that someone said, a grandmother of one of the students that was in that class said that previously, before this even happened, and they cannot confirm or deny that it is the same boy that shot her, but that one of the children in that classroom actually brought a bullet to show and tell. They said it was a golden bullet. So, oh my God, that is absolutely, I didn't know that it went through her hand. Woo. Okay. There's another one saying that how did it get gun? Oh, it's still a question to be asked. Well done. We know that. That is just absolutely crazy. All right. I got another little story real quick. Okay, so an attorney who once prosecuted domestic violence cases is allegedly killed by her husband on New Year's Day this year. Which is absolutely terrifying. So, a Texas attorney who once actually prosecuted against domestic violence cases allegedly was killed by her husband on New Year's Day. Jeffrey Brian McLaughlin, 58, of Granbury, was arrested on charges of first-degree murder in connection of his death's wife, Vanessa McLaughlin, 58, on January 1st, 2023. According to a press release from the Hood County Sheriff's Department, details surrounding the former prosecutor's death remain vague. Tuesday, as the sheriff officer says, an investigation is still active at this point. Vanessa was a former assistant attorney at the Hood County, served the office for over 5 years, according to her Facebook. So, someone said, I woke up New Year's morning to hear heartbreaking news. Our former assistant county attorney, who started with me from the office from day one, has been killed this morning, the statement reads. She serves our office for over 5 years, and she helped us through some tiring times at the start of my first term. She also helped me tremendously through my reelection and in the campaign of 2020. Our prayers are with her daughters and the rest of her family. Okay. So she left on friendly terms of April of 2022 is when she decided to part from that, adding that she primarily dealt with protective orders as well as justice of the peace of the courts, mental combinations, and other responsibilities. So she graduated with a bachelor's degree in business in Oklahoma State before going to the Texas A&M University in 2003, according to her LinkedIn profile here. She had been licensed to practice in the law since 2007. So her husband right now is being held in Hood County Jail with a $250,000 bond. Police said in the release it was not immediately clear if he had entered a plea or retained an attorney that could speak on his behalf. And we don't know how she died, do we? No. What? Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up some more because that's like all that they're giving us. Are they going to keep this sealed because like he took a deal or something? What? I'm going to have to look this up a little bit more. There's nothing new on it? No, there's nothing new on it. Okay, let's see. He's just charged with first-degree murder after his wife was found dead on January 1st. Actively investigating, and the case remains tight-lipped on the details of the cause of her death. Yep. I bet you he took a freaking deal, and we might not ever know, to be honest. All right, got another one I want to talk about. Okay, so an Ohio newlywed was allegedly killed by a machete-wielding man while working at Dollar Tree. What the fuck? Okay. So a young Ohio woman who had gotten married in October was now killed on New Year's Day by a machete-wielding man who came into a Dollar Tree, and that's where she was working on Saturday at 4:25 p.m. The newlywed Kearse Webble, 22, was at the store at 1120 Wynot Ave in Upper Sandusky, where a man unidentified as Bethel Bleak, 27, allegedly came in waving a machete. Upper Sandusky police in the statement. So Bleak ended up approaching her and struck her numerous times with a machete. What the hell? Officers raced to the scene after receiving calls that a man with a machete was inside the stores and had struck employees. What the fuck? Okay, officers searched for the area for the suspect who had fled the scene, and they found him 100 blocks south from 5th Street. Bleak was parked in a car near the Wyatt County Sheriff's Department and surrendered when the officers approached. He was arrested and charged with murder. It's unclear, says police. Detectives are investigating whether the two knew each other. I mean, okay, that is absolutely terrifying. Ugh. As police continue to investigate, her husband has a GoFundMe account up. Jordan Ripple, now he's set with all these funeral expenses, wages wash, all of that. Like, oh my God. That is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Okay, so this one just happened here in Utah. Oh, signups are happening in 5 minutes. Okay, cool. We'll do this one and wrap it up. Okay, so professional bull rider murdered suspect in custody. So the Salt Lake County 3rd District Court has filed charges against the woman who has allegedly shot and killed Demetrius Allen, also known as Ounce Mitchell, while he was visiting the city of Utah in their state fair. So he was a professional bull rider. LaShaw Bates was actually accused of 9 third-degree felony counts of discharging a firearm and at least 1 count of murder. According to police, she shot Allen as he stood outside the residence in Salt Lake around 900 South and 200 West. She was attempting So, Mr. Allen was attempting to retrieve rodeo equipment that was roughly worth about $10,000 that he had left in her apartment and her car. Apparently, bullets were fired as he pounded on the balcony door. So she ended up calling police saying they're banging on my window during the call prior to the shooting. And then she said on the phone, there was like loud noises, and she replied on the 911 that I'm firing. I want to see if I can actually get this audio there. So a 27-year-old man was killed in the consequences of this domestic violence. So they're all looking into this incident, but yeah, they've actually charged her and they brought her into custody earlier today. So, okay. Let's see. All right. I got, there's one more that I could do quickly. Okay. So a Teen Mom 2, so the Teen Mom show, the Teen Mom 2 star was found dead, and potentially this was a murder. So the Teen Mom 2 star was actually potentially murdered. So she had actually made the appearance in the program in 2014 and was reportedly discovered in her hotel room by a cleaner. So although her exact cause of death is still unknown, it is thought that authorities are looking into a possible homicide of her. They've been communicating with investigators too. They are saying they saw a film of two males with Taylor in the hotel room. So there was two males that went in with her and two males that came out of that. Haley Lewis, so it was Taylor Lewis that was essentially murdered. And Lewis is her sister. Actually had like an interview with Touch, is one of the places I got this information, adding that she assisted with the investigation. Okay, so there's also rumors that Taylor Lewis, who had previously struggled with addiction, passed away from like a heroin overdose. So Taylor's friends paid a tribute to her in passing. So Janelle Evans, which was her former best friend, which was the main person that was actually on Teen Mom 2, and co-star like during the whole thing while she was pregnant. So she ended up posting a little thing on there too on her social media post about her. What happened to Taylor? She exclaimed, "We used to be best friends. We kind of drifted apart because we went to different various crowds that we hung out with, but we used to be best friends. I wanted to watch you grow up to be a successful woman. I know I was always pulling away from you, and I'm not sure exactly what happened. I'm so devastated at news." And so, all right. So the Teen Mom, 1 minute. Okay, yep. Teen Mom star shared a number of old pictures of herself with Lewis, urging fans to check on their friends constantly to see just how they're doing and what's going on. So Evan's ex-husband, Cortland Rogers, had Taylor Lewis as his first wife, but then divorced shortly after that. And they had a daughter together named Jordan Lewis. Following that, Evans and Rogers started dating early in 2012, hitched on December of the year. However, they split up a month later after the breakup. Evans confined in her buddy Lewis after leaving. She was expecting Rogers' child during the Teen Mom 2 season 5 premiere. All right, hold on. Let's do this sign up real quick. And I will go back. Bear with me, guys. Why is it being weird? Retrain signups. Right, and I gotta wait before I post again. Okay. So Taylor even admitted on season 5 that she did relapse on heroin when she met her boyfriend. And then we only got married after 3 months after dating. I'm furious with myself that I got married to someone without even giving them much thought. And then she said too that she made a decision to actually have an abortion from him. So I mean, there could be like so many different suspects if this is a murder case, like tons of suspects. So that's freaking absolutely crazy. I don't know. Just let me know what your guys is insane. All right, and I'm gonna go for now. Awesome. I appreciate you guys. As always, feel free to check us out on all the socials. It sounds like a murder case. I think so. They're looking into it as a homicide there. So I guess we'll see. We'll see what comes out of it. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys go. You can find me on all the socials. Also, you can email me crimetheoriespodcast@gmail.com. And as always, guys, just keep fucking going.